Today, I'm harvesting fireweed with the help of my trusty puppy, Takani. Anyway, so I'm making fireweed tea, and I'm going to take you along and show you how to make it.
I'm an Alaskan wilderness girl. I'm an Alaskan wilderness girl.
What we start with, we harvest. You don't generally want to harvest until the flowers have come out. And you can harvest the flowers. I haven't done that yet, but you can do it. So maybe I'll do it this time just to see what it's like. So, take this and take the leaves and the flowers. You can make fireweed honey with the flowers, which really, they call it honey, but it's really a sugary kind of thing. It still tastes good. When you want the leaves to be nice and green. If they are, I don't have any here in this spot, but if they're really brown, have a lot of brown spots, you don't want those. And right now I'm doing this while Judd gets things prepared to build my new cabin up on the property. I say mine, I mean it's both of ours, but I say mine because it's my project. I'm going to learn construction. Hey bees. Oh, you're horseflies. Go away. Like, okay, for example, like this leaf. See how brown that is? We don't want to use that. I want to use nice green ones. Now, they say to use the more tender leaves, the softer ones, but I've used both and I have not had any issue. I say issue, they say the older leaves are tougher, but they seem to break down just fine for tea. So I've made this a couple times already. And it's really tasty. But I've only made a little bit because it was more to experiment to see if it was something I would like. That noise you hear in the background is Jed taking down our back room for repurposing that lumber to make the cabin up front. Yeah, the other thing with this fireweed, the chickens love it. So I have to share with them. There's Randy. That's what I have so far in here. Now I'm going to go to another spot. All right, here's my other spot of fireweed. And if you look, this fireweed is taller than me. Woo! Now, something to show you here. Look at this. It's turning to cotton. I have to look it up. I can't remember. But once it starts cottoning and the cotton gets up to the top, once the cotton reaches the top and starts to go away, winter or snow is on its way. I don't remember if it was a couple weeks or a month. I don't remember which it was. But cotton means winter's on its way. Summer is always too short in Alaska. So I'm going to harvest from here. As you can see, some of the leaves have started turning colors. I'm not harvesting those. What I want are these nice green ones up here. And so that's what I'm going to be doing now. Be back in a few. All right, there's my bounty. Number 10 can, almost full. And I'm ready to go in and show you the next step. All right, now what I'm going to do, I have a cookie sheet, and I'll lay paper towels down, and I'm going to take all my fireweed leaves, kill off anything that shouldn't be in there. And this is going to wilt overnight. And as you know, when I think about it, I'll go around and I'll just kind of turn things over. And the next step tomorrow will be to crumple these all up into little balls and twist them to break the cell structure of the leaves. And then you ferment, and then you dry. But I will be showing you each of those steps as I do it. Okay, step 2 for the fireweed tea. So I actually let it wilt longer than a day. I did it for a couple days. And so now what we do after our fireweed leaves are wilted, we just take them and kind of squish them around, roll it in a ball. What we're trying to do is break down the cell structure of each of these leaves. And then we're going to we're going to put them in the jar, and they'll sit for 3 to 5 days to ferment. Really 3 days is perfect if you have a warm place, but it's been kind of chilly here, so this takes closer to 5 days. And because this takes so long, what I'm going to do is sit down and watch a movie while I beat up these fireweed leaves. So I'll be back when I'm done with these, and I'll show you how much ended up in a quart jar. So that took me about half an hour or so, and that whole big pile of fireweed leaves rolled down into just over a half of a quart jar. So now I'm going to seal this up. I'm going to seal this up. And this is going to ferment for about 3 to 5 days in the warmest spot in the cabin I can find. And when that's done, I'll bring you back and I'll show you what it looks like. All right. So it's been about, what, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's been 5 days. Not 3, but that's okay. 5 days because I was on a supply run. But my fireweed is now fermented. And it looks basically the same as it looked when I put it in there, except now it has a musty smell to it, and it's ready to go on the dehydrator. So here's what we're doing. Okay, I put these on and I spread them out. And they'll be on here for about 3 or 4 hours. smells wonderful. And if you're wondering about this aluminum underneath, that's because I don't know what I did to the bottom or with the bottom of my dehydrator. So what I did is a big piece of aluminum, and I take just a tray without the plastic sleeve, and I sit that there, and then these sit on top of it. So that bottom gives the heat a place to go. There. Now, put that on and plug it in. This does not have an on-off. I don't know if others do. This one does not. All right, now it's time to open up the fireweed. Let's get this out of the way. Here we go. Here's time for the fireweed. Now, see how nice and crispy that is? Okay, so it's ready. So what I do, I just put them all into a jar. There. I'm going to make some fireweed tea. It's a perfect day for it. Kind of gloomy and cloudy and windy. Earlier we smelled fire. Well, I'm sorry, we smelled smoke. And you know what they say, where there's smoke, there's fire. It's not so much now, but it has been very, very windy today. And these were on, I think, about 5 hours, so they didn't seem to be drying quite as much as I wanted. You certainly don't want them moist when they go into the jar. That's how you get mold. There. Next, I'm going to make some tea and show you how I do that. Let me heat up some water. All right, the water is boiling. And I'm going to put my fireweeds in here, and I fill it up. And that's pretty full. Close this up. Sit it in my Italian mug. I'm going to let this sit for about 5 minutes or so. Then come back and try it out. All right, here we go. Now it's rather pale. It's not like a dark tea like your Lipton teas and green teas and whatnot. Now, mine has... Let me see if I can get this close enough. I don't know if it'll show. There are little specks of the fireweed because my tea strainer here doesn't have fine holes, but this is okay. It doesn't matter to me. It's fireweed. Now, I like it just the way it is, but you can add honey, and I've done that too, and it's really cool when I make the tea with my local Alaskan honey with my local fireweed tea. Delicious. That is delicious. Yummy, yummy. Sit this over here on the spare lid. There. That is so good. Time consuming to make, but very easy to make. And if you don't like the specs, get yourself a tea strainer that has the very small holes for fine ground. And enjoy. Ta-ta.
Wilderness girl.